NFL fans, what is going on? Welcome back to a brand new episode of the J All Day NFL Show. Today we're talking about the Las Vegas Raiders. Raiders Nation, you showed me a lot of love in my first ever mock draft for the Raiders a little over a week ago. 4,000 or 5,000 views for the first time doing a Raiders video. Thank you guys so much. A lot of new subscribers. I appreciate you guys. So, if you take a look at your screen right now, this is the depth chart going into the draft, right? Some positions of need I want to go over with you guys. Probably adding another safety. Jeremy Chinn was okay last year. So-so. It's not going to prevent me from drafting a safety, that's for damn sure. Also, I want to put them in the base defense, in that 3-4 base defense. Cornerback. I want to add a cornerback and D-line. Another pass rusher on the D-line. A big honking fat boy at the nose tackle position makes some sense for us as well. They brought in Alex Kappa. He's pretty mid, right? Right guard. Jackson Powers Johnson, the center, I really like. And adding some tackle depth, I would like. But adding a wide receiver, adding a running back. So for me, it's cornerback, running back, wide receiver. That's the biggest positions of need. Adding a linebacker or a safety makes some sense too. All right, let's do a full 7-round mock draft for your Las Vegas Raiders. All right, Raiders Nation, here is all your picks in 2025. We got a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5, 3 6s, and a 7th round selection. Looking at the board, we have some solid options. Ted McMillan and Ashton Jeanty are both on the board. I think wide receiver 1 is probably a bigger need, right? Because Omarion Hampton and some of these other running backs like Judkins and Cam Skattebo will be on the board in the 2nd round. But a true outside number 1 wide receiver with this kind of height, 6'5", 212, not going to be available, right? Dude was a monster. 87 grade in 2023, 84.8 grade in 2024, 1,300 yards in back-to-back seasons. I mean, a lot of consistency, 15 yards per receptions and back-to-back years, 18 touchdowns over the last 2 years. And look at this missed tackles forced. 29. That's tied for 3rd in the nation, guys. Very, very impressive. Deep yards, 472. And let's be honest, the Arizona quarterback situation, not great. Right? Can you imagine what he could do with a great quarterback who could throw the deep ball accurately? He'd be a monster. So for me, guys, I'm going with Ted McMillan at 6 overall because I love Jeanty, one of my favorite prospects. But we can get a very good running back at 37 overall. So I'm going Ted McMillan with the number 6 pick. And then now we are up on the board at 37 overall. All right, we take a look at these running backs. I want to take a look at them. Skattebo, Judkins, Dylan Sampson, Caleb Johnson, Trevion Henderson, all on the board. I love Damian Martinez as well. A lot of depth there, man. So maybe going D-line. A guy like TJ Sanders makes some sense. Cornerback Trey Amos is on the board as well. I do love TJ Sanders, but there's some decent D-linemen later in the draft. I don't think a guy like Trey Amos is going to be there much later. 85 overall grade. Penny Lane shaking out on the couch over here, guys. 6'1", 190 pounds. Great size. Cowboys, 49ers, Bills, teams looking at them. They're the trends right now. They need an outside cornerback desperately, in my opinion. Forced incompletions, 13. That's tied for 13th in the nation. Coverage stops, 11. That's top 50. Pretty solid everywhere. Good man-to-man defender. Excellent against the run. You can't pass up Trey Amos in the 2nd round. I can't do it, guys. Now, we're up in the 3rd round. Pick 68 overall. Let's take a look at this running back room. I think now the 3rd round is where we get our running back. Trevion Henderson, man. What an absolute savage. 1,000 yards. Guys, just look at some of these numbers, man. They're going to blow your socks off. Elusive rating, 108.9. Rushing grade, 91.8. Look at that gap grade, 91.4. And the grade that I like the best is this stat: yards after contact, 4.43 per attempt. That's extremely, extremely impressive. I like that. And he's very good at blocking for a running back, man. On third down, he can stay on the field because he could block the shit out of these linebackers and DNs. Very willing blocker, very talented blocker as well. Can catch the ball. He's got good, soft hands. I do love him. I like Dylan Sampson. Is he as good as TreVeyon Henderson? I don't think so. RJ Harvey's still on the board. For me, TreVeyon Henderson goes to the Raiders at 68 overall. All right, here's our draft so far. We went wide receiver, cornerback, running back. We got all of our big positions of need. Now, I want to concentrate on the defensive line. I want to go look at D-line. I want to look at edge. I want to bring in some guys who can compete on the edge and on the D-line. Jalot, very impressive guy from Louisville. Good 6'3", 275, right? He's got long arms, great movement. He could play 3 technique or 4 ID defensive tackle. He could play all over the place, man. Very impressive guy. Probably more of a 4-3 guy, though, if you really, really dig into the tape. Jamari Caldwell, the D lineman from Oregon, on the board. 6'1", 340. We need a fat boy. This is a fat boy. 6'1", 340. Excellent run stopper in a 3-4 scheme. A true nose tackle. Jamari Caldwell, I do love that. Quindarius Robinson, another guy I really, really freaking like, man. Got good height, good length, good size, good first step burst. Very talented player, but he's more of he's definitely a 3-4 scheme kind of guy, right? So do we go Jamari Caldwell or do we go to the edge rusher, Quindarius Robinson? 3 sacks, not incredibly productive, only played 9 games, never been really super productive sack-wise, so that definitely concerns me a little bit. Jamari Caldwell, what a beast. 81 overall grade stopping the run. Pretty good at pass rush win rate, almost 10%, pretty solid. He's just an overall solid guy. I just like him, man. I think he fits great with this scheme. Jamari Caldwell, give us a fat boy to stop the run. Now, 143 overall for the Raiders. Who's on the board here? Mitchell Evans on the board. I would like to bring some offensive line depth as well to this roster. Billy Bowman Jr. from Oklahoma is on the board. That's an interesting pick. We went wide receiver, corner, running back, defensive line. I definitely think we're in a good spot here. Mitchell Evans bringing in a tight end could be interesting. No one I really love. Johnny Cornelius from Oregon, he's okay. I think we can get guys similar skill level later in the draft. Scannon Husey from North Carolina, bringing in another cornerback, could be very interesting for me. This is an interesting spot. Not a ton of guys that are saying, draft me, draft me, draft me. RJ Oben, interesting pick. Here, 6'3", 262. Definitely more of that outside linebacker type. Not a lot of production sack-wise, though. We need more production out of these guys. Upston Stout on the board. The safety from Western Kentucky. Very productive player, right? They definitely could use some help at the safety position. Upton Stout has my attention, right? O'Donnell Fortune, another guy I really, really like. Just scanning the board here, man. We're at a very precarious spot in the 5th round. Not a lot of guys I'm in super love with, to be honest, right? So, I don't know if a trade back situation could be in. Luke Kandra, the guard, pretty solid pass blocker. I do like adding some guard depth. You know what? I'm going to go Kandra here in the 5th round. They need help at guard. This guy could really help at the guard position. Now we've got 3 picks in the 6th round. Lindenberg from Minnesota, pretty solid off-ball linebacker. Bringing in a young quarterback. They've got Geno Smith on a 2-year deal. Tyler Shook in the 6th round makes a ton of sense. 180th overall. If he's still on the board in the 6th round, it's a no-brainer. They need a young developmental quarterback to play behind Geno Smith. I love that pick at 180 overall. Now, we're drafting at 213 in the 6th round. Akil Arnold, the safety from USC really struggled, man. Struggled considerably this past season. Jalen Smith, the cornerback from USC, had a great year. No touchdowns allowed, 2 picks, 82 overall grade. They need some serious depth at cornerback. I'm bringing in another cornerback, Jalen Smith, at 213 overall. Just 2 picks later, we're up again, 215 overall. Here we go, guys. Cam Hormsley, the D lineman. I do love myself some Cam Hormsley. 6'4", 306, right? So we got 2 corners in the draft. I love that. The quarterback, we got a guard. D lineman, we didn't really address edge at this particular draft. I just didn't see any value there, so I'm going to take a look at edge right now. See if we can get a steal here. Fidel Diggs. I love Diggs. He ran a 4.57 40, man. He was so impressive, man, at the combine. 8 sacks, pass rush, killer. Learning from Crosby. Fidel Diggs still on the board. Way to go, man. That is awesome. Fidel Diggs, he's going to be a steal for someone right now. We're up in the 7th round. Cam Hormsley is still on the board, the D lineman, right? So building throughout the trenches makes a lot of sense. And another guy I really like is Oronde Gadsden. Very productive college player. They do have Brock Bowers on the roster, but he's a very interesting player. It doesn't really fit this roster, in my opinion. Linebacker is a spot I want to look at as well. Teddy Buchanan, he's got pretty good overall grades, man. Solid player, back-to-back 80 grades in 22 and 23, 77 grade. Teddy Buchanan, true off-ball linebacker, 6'2", 235. Played a bunch in the box, a little bit on the D-line, a little bit in the slot. Played a little bit everywhere. I love bringing in linebackers late in the draft. I'm doing it. Just add some depth to that overall linebacker room. Raiders fans, let's see. B+ overall grade. Tet McMillan, A+. Trey Amos, B+. Trevion Henderson, A-. Jamari Caldwell, B-. Luke Kandra, I wanted to address that guard position early-ish in the draft. Tyler Shough, I love that pick. And then we got Jalen Smith, the corner, in the round 6, A- overall grade. Fidel Diggs, he's going to be a monster, I'm telling you. And Teddy Buchanan, B- grade, late in the 7th round. I like it, guys. Pretty solid overall draft. We got a wide receiver and a running back. We addressed 2 players at the cornerback spot. We got a quarterback potentially of the future in Tyler Shough. And then we went heavy on the D-line. We got an edge defender, and we got Jamari Caldwell, the interior defensive lineman. We did a little bit of everything in this draft, just giving depth to all these positions that we need depth at, right, Raiders fans? So, Raiders fans, I really appreciate all the love you gave me in my last video. Hopefully that continues in this video, guys. I absolutely appreciate all the support, all the new subscribers. So don't forget, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you on the next video. Peace.